Imagine a city, a building, a road. What digital twins are, we take physical objects in the real world and we create their digital replicas. They mirror the reality in the physical world. Once we have the digital replicas, representations of physical objects, then so many potentials arise. What we can do is we can start collecting data about them from the real world. We can then understand how they function. We can model them. And once we model them, then we can run all kinds of simulations on them. What-if scenarios? How would they function? For example, if you want to do urban planning, how they would function in the real world. So it allows us to do things and simulate them in the digital environment before we do these things in the real environment. They are being used in so many industries today, in healthcare, in aviation, in education. Name any industry that you want. In manufacturing, we can create digital replicas of physical things and run simulations about them in the real world. So that's an enormous benefit actually in general. But of course it comes with challenges. Because so much data needs to be collected about these objects from the real world, it creates almost a challenge in terms of the massive amounts of data processing that are required for them. This is number one. Number two is, once we have these digital twins, let's say, of objects, they are just standalone. But in the real world, they interact with each other. So we have to make sure that they work together, they interoperate together, so we can achieve even higher benefits. So what if we have, for example, a transportation digital twin of the transportation infrastructure and then a power system digital twin? If they are not working together, we will lose the big picture at the city level. So digital twins, their interoperability, their integration help us achieve those actually big picture benefits also. But that's a challenge to make them work together. So that's actually a big challenge, and that's what the ITUT study group 20 is addressing. Once you have the digital twin, which is kind of an isolated object, a representation of reality, the real benefits come from combining different technologies. So if we want to understand how that object behaves in the physical world, we have its digital replication, but if you want to understand how it behaves in the real world, we have to actually collect data. So all of a sudden, we get into big data technologies, data processing technologies. This is number one. Now, let's assume we collected that data. Why can't we model that object now in the physical world through its digital twin? Which means we can model it, we can run simulations on it, which brings into the picture all of a sudden artificial intelligence technology. So AI becomes a major opportunity actually, in addition to the data that we collect for digital twins. It can model it, it can understand its function better. Now with that, we can run simulations. So AI is another major thing. Another thing that we see in the real world is these objects tend to interact with each other in the physical world, but they are all dispersed, they are decentralized. That's where the blockchain technology comes into the picture. It allows us to do things in a decentralized manner by using blockchain in the digital domain, through their digital representations, through the digital twins. So all these technologies combined together actually work together in a synergistic way. It's not a linear benefit, but it's almost an exponential benefit when we combine all these different technologies on top of the digital twin concept. If you look at Singapore, they have a virtual Singapore. So they have created the entire city-state's digital representation as a digital twin. Now with that, they are also doing a lot of urban planning, development, and many other industry-specific applications. We as Digital Dubai have partnered with ITU, International Telecommunications Union, and also UNICC, United Nations International Computing Center, and launched a major global initiative called Global Initiative on Virtual Worlds, Discovering the Cityverse. We're going to actually look at all these technologies and hopefully define the future of not just digital twins, but virtual environments, virtual worlds in general. And I'm excited to hopefully present the first results in Turin, Italy this year in 2025, in June, during the second UN Virtual Worlds Day. That's when we will be announcing the first results. but it's an initiative that will continue in the future also.